Good Wednesday morning. Today is a first alert weather day, but not because of snow. It's because of the cold temperatures once again. Now, look at this. -4 degrees for Tollgate. That's pretty bad, right? But this graphic is about to, that lower third is about to get off the screen in a second. -22 in Cabbage Hill. That's not the real fill. That's the air temperature. It is actually -22 degrees at Cabbage Hill and Meacham for this morning. 7 for the Tri-Cities, 11 for Walla Walla, 11 degrees in Sunnyside. And we do have some very light wind gusts this morning, 8 miles per hour in Hermiston, 2 miles per hour in Sunnyside, 4 miles per hour in Yakima. But that's all it takes to make the real fills feel even worse as opposed to what the air temperature would otherwise suggest. So it feels like 1 degree right now in the Tri-Cities. It feels like -3 in Walla Walla, -10 in Pendleton. Please, you have to bundle up this morning. You don't want too much exposed skin out there as frostbite and hypothermia could both set in very quickly. So we do have a first alert weather day for this morning, obviously, but again into tonight for the entire viewing area. Lows once again getting down to around 5 to 10 degrees across the map. And then for 10 in the morning on Thursday to 4 p.m. on Friday for the Yakima Valley, the lower basin, and for the Blue Foothills, this time for the potential of some more low elevation snow, maybe an inch for the basin, a couple inches for the valleys and foothills. I'll tell you all about this coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, early results are in for the special election that wrapped up just last night. We'll go over all the numbers coming in for the different counties. That's coming up.
The city of Kennewick is upgrading a more than decade-old playground. We have what exactly they're changing with it.
Also straight ahead this morning, President Trump setting new guidelines when it comes to hiring federal workers. This by giving more power to Elon Musk. We have all those details on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jade Elliott. It is Wednesday, February 12th, and we want to get right to the numbers this morning. It's the first round of results coming in for the special election that took place just yesterday.
Now, this is just for our viewers in Washington, so let's take a look at those results. So we start in Yakima County. Parents in the Toppenish School District are voting on a replacement educational programs and operations levy.
Yeah, the current vote stands at 65% saying yes, 35% saying no. And for the Wahluke School District, there is a capital levy for health and safety and facility improvements. Right now, results showing no on this proposition at 58%.
Now to Kittitas County for Daman School District number 7, there's a proposition which would authorize the district to replace an expiring levy and also support its maintenance of educational programs and operations. Right now that's passing at 71%.
On to Proposition 1 for the Thorpe School District number 400. There's a levy to purchase and repair school buses. Right now it is in favor of yes. Remember, these results are not final yet. This is the first wave of numbers coming into the newsroom. Proposition 1 for the Cle Elum Roslyn School District number 404. This is a capital levy for safety, security, technology, and facility improvements. Right now, this is passing at 60% with more than 1,200 yes votes. And taking a look at the races out of Benton County this morning, those results also coming in.
Yeah, and this has been a hot issue that we've been covering in depth for the last couple of months. It's Proposition 1 for voters in the Richland Public Facilities District. This would authorize a sales and use tax increase of 0.2%, and that's for a performing arts center. This would be built near the Reach Museum overlooking the Columbia River. So let's take a look at those results now. And right now it looks as if it's passing, and this is going to be a long shot. There are around 5,500 ballots left to count in Benton County, and they may have to be all yes votes to move the needle on this one.
Yeah, now taking a look at Proposition 1 for the Kiona-Benton City School District. It is a replacement levy for educational programs and operations. This one currently being voted down by 53%. And talking about Proposition number 1 and 2 for the Findlay School District now. Proposition 1, a replacement educational program and operations levy. This one voted down at 60% right now. And Proposition 2, that's where voters are deciding on a capital levy for safety, security, and educational technology improvements. This one currently being voted down as well by 53%.
Now over to Walla Walla County, there is a Proposition 1 for Touchy School District number 300. It's an operations levy for the replacement of expiring educational programs, and right now this is passing at 56%. On to Proposition 1 for Prescott School District, voters need to decide on an operation levy replacement for new educational programs, and this one right now separated by just 2 votes, voting down the levy.
Now to Proposition 2 for the Prescott School District. Voters need to decide on a capital levy for construction, modernization, and remodeling of school facilities. This one passing right now by just 3 votes at 52%. And finally, Proposition 3, again out of the Prescott School District. This one for authorization for a dissolution and redistribution of director districts. This one right now passing at a 60% vote.
Now, for another look at these results, simply go to applevalleyNewsNow.com. We're on your side with that, and we'll keep you updated as more results come in. Now, just as we wrap up the results on the special election, we'll be preparing for another one in April.
Yeah, Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell tells us why every voter in the county will be asked to make their voice heard in this upcoming election.
While this election is for a small margin of voters, the next one will ask a question of all voters in Yakima County. The Walook School District asking voters Tuesday to approve a capital levy to support health, safety, and facility improvements. The Toppenish School District.
Toppenish is doing what's called a replacement levy, which is just their standard M&O levy.
But coming up on April 22nd, every voter in Yakima County will be getting a ballot.
As of right now, it's one question. It's the emergency communications sales tax of 0.2% that the law enforcement, fire departments, and the paramedics are running to support a new radio system for the entire county.
The total cost to the county, $35 million over the next 5 to 7 years. But for shoppers, 20 cents on a $100 purchase. Plus, with recall petitions filed against the county coroner and Mabton mayor, voters could see another election before the primary in August.
This is a very busy off season for us. These issues are unusual, so we're working through those.
The deadline for Yakima County Coroner Jim Curtis to appeal his recall to the Washington Supreme Court already passed.
That triggers the beginning of the 180-day period where the petitioners can go out and start circulating the petitions for signatures from registered voters, of which they need about 13,500 legal voter signatures. We could get this question on the primary ballot, but definitely in time for November's election.
As for the status of the appeal on the first recall petition filed against Mabton Mayor Rachel Ruelas,
my understanding is that everybody who's involved in that recall is sitting around waiting for the Supreme Court to put out its final ruling.
Court officials say an opinion will be issued in the coming weeks. And with only about 60 signatures required to get it on a ballot, the recall could move forward quickly if approved. But
at this point, I have no idea of when to expect the Supreme Court ruling and, quite frankly, what it will be.
The Mabton mayor also appealed a second recall petition against her that is still making its way through the Washington Supreme Court. In Yakima, I'm Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Emily. Now to Walla Walla, a big honor for Ice Harbor Lock and Dam. They're being recognized as the Infrastructure Project of the Year. Now this is by the American Shotcrete Association, and it's because of a groundbreaking initiative to enhance hydroelectric efficiency and improve fish survival. For nearly a decade, workers have been replacing old turbines and generators at the Ice Harbor project, and the newly designed turbine runners and a re-engineered draft tube shape help the migration of steelhead and salmon. This milestone highlights the technical excellence and execution of the project.
Well, the Kennewick Parks and Rec Department is in the early stages of upgrading a more than a decades-old playground. The playground will start to be taken down in the next few weeks to build a fully inclusive fenced-in playground with some other features, including new equipment, playgrass, and so much more. Nick Farline, the City of Kennewick Parks and Rec Facilities Director, says the community's input is the reason for these upgrades.
When individual caregivers and parents have children or individuals who oftentimes are on the spectrum or have some learning disabilities, they can wander. And so having a fenced-in playground allows caregivers and parents to be able to have the peace of mind to let their child into the playground and not worry about them wandering off.
Farline says the Parks and Rec Department will start to section off the area with some fencing. The goal is to have this new playground completed there at Lawrence Scott Park before summer. So much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. President Trump setting some new guidelines for hiring federal workers and giving more power to Elon Musk and his team. We have those details coming up in your national headlines.
But first, our chief meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your weather forecast to let you know how today is looking. But before we head to break, remember to download our brand new Apple Valley News Now First Alert weather app. You can get it today in your app store, whether that's for Apple or Android. Simply type Apple Valley News Now weather and you'll get everything that you need to know. And keep it here. We will be right back.
At McCurley Subaru of Yakima, your way home starts with the adventure-ready 2025 Subaru Forester with all new styling from the ground up. Built for life in Yakima and wherever the road takes you, the Forester is perfect for everything from quick trips to the farmer's market to weekend escapes into the mountains. Its all-wheel drive and generous ground clearance tackle every twist and turn, while the spacious interior has room for family, friends, and all your gear. Save on a new Subaru Forester today at the all-new McCurley Subaru of Yakima.
Valentine's Day at the Country Mercantile is where passion meets perfection in every handcrafted delight. Our master chocolatiers create gourmet chocolates, chocolate-dipped strawberries, and delicious works of art, each piece a testament to timeless elegance. From balloons, local ciders, and fresh flowers to carefully curated gift baskets, every gift is a masterpiece designed to speak the language of love. Make this Valentine's Day extraordinary. Explore our collection in store or online at countrymercantile.com.
It's not easy being Mariano Morales' horse. He needs to ride to clients all the time. He does take care of them. He gets the insurance company to pay for medical bills, car repairs, even money for pain and suffering. Looks like it's going to be another busy day. Better get warmed up. After all, I am his best friend.
Hurt in a car wreck? Give me a call.
Big or small, we work them all.
I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
This is the Ergo Smart Base from Tempur-Pedic, and it responds to snoring, so you don't have to. So no more nudging your partner or sleeping on the other side of the house, because the Tempur Ergo Smart Base actually detects snoring, then automatically adjusts to help reduce it all night, every night.
And for a limited time, save up to $500 on select adjustable mattress sets and get a $300 gift. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
It's Operation Best Friend every Wednesday morning as we feature lovable pets from area shelters, all wanting forever homes. Operation Best Friend from Apple Valley News Now, As You Wish Real Estate Services, and Cross Country Mortgage.
Tonight, the Department of Education on the chopping block. How could students be affected? Plus, President Trump's new China tariffs. The possible price hikes to expect as Beijing pushes back. World News Tonight with David Muir is America's most watched newscast.
Hello there. Watch live with Kelly and Mark.
Weekday mornings at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is a first alert weather day because of the brutal cold temperatures that we're tracking for this morning. We're down to -4 in Cle Elum, 4 degrees on the opposite side of 0 for Snoqualmie Pass, 8 degrees in Ellensburg, and then in the Yakima Valley we're seeing single digits and double digits, but it's just 11 degrees in Sunnyside, 8 for Union Gap, 6 in Yakima, and then in the lower Columbia Basin also single and double digits, 12 for Boardman, 10 for Prosser, 7 for the Tri-Cities, 2 degrees in Connell right now. And then in the Blue Foothills, we're also tracking, temperatures ranging from about 6 to 11 degrees, 11 for Walla Walla, 6 for Pilot Rock, 6 for Heppner. But look at this, up in the highest terrain of the Blue Mountains, -22 in Cabbage Hill, -17 in Ukiah. So especially in these areas, you don't want any exposed skin outside really. So the hat, the gloves, multiple layers. And if you don't have those things in place, frostbite or hypothermia could set in pretty quickly. All right, here's your day planner for today. It's going to be another cold day. Thankfully, we'll have sunshine in the forecast, so that'll make it feel a little bit better. But still, these highs are going to be about 15 to 20 degrees below average for this time of the year. Thankfully, we do warm up as we head into the next 7 days. It's going to take a little bit of time, but coming along with that, snow chances once again for low elevations. I'll tell you how much is possible coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh, 5:14, time for your national headlines now this morning. President Trump setting some new guidelines for how federal employees are hired. And while he's doing this, he's also giving more power to Elon Musk and his team at the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE. A new executive order is directing government agencies to pursue large cuts, saying they now need hiring approval from DOGE. A union representing 800,000 government workers criticized the order, calling the cuts reckless and unjustified. Just last night, the White House fired the Inspector General for the USAID. Big cuts also made at the Department of Education. A judge is also considering a lawsuit to keep DOGE from accessing student loan databases. Musk and Trump have complained that several of their plans are stalled by the courts, including their buyout offer to more than 2 million workers. And an American teacher who the U.S. says had been wrongfully detained by Russia is back on U.S. soil this morning and has been released. Mark Fogel landed on U.S. soil just last night, taken to the White House for a press conference with President Trump. According to a national security advisor, an exchange was made with Russia for his release. Fogel taught history at the Anglo-American School in Moscow for nearly a decade. In 2021, he was arrested for carrying 17 grams of cannabis, which his lawyer said was used for back pain. Still much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. When we come back, we'll check back in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth to let us know what we can expect for the next couple of days. Giving you that live look outside this morning over the Yakima Valley. It is bitterly cold out. Bundle up if you're headed out early this morning or anytime today. It's going to be cold, and Josh is going to let us know just how cold it's going to be on this First Alert Weather Day. 5:16, we're back after the break.
We're celebrating President's Day all month long with Star Spangled Savings.
But hurry, these presidential prices won't last long.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
This is Apple Valley Eats.
Ready to shake up your dining experience? Legends Casino Hotel has something for every taste. At Lucky Shots Coffee Bar, it's more than just coffee. Frothy lattes, bold espressos, hearty sandwiches, desserts, and more. Lucky Shots has a winning hand of flavors any time of the day. Join us for our full-service menu or dive into our legendary buffet options, including our salad bar and a variety of desserts that will have you coming back for seconds. Explore the newly updated food court with so many choices to satisfy your craving. At Fortune's, savor a customized crab boil fit for a king, queen, or joker with all the extras. Try the crab boil with one of our specialty sauces, big enough to share, but don't be slow with your fork. This is good eating. Burger lovers, head to Legendary Burgers. Try the Mount Adams or go classic with fries and a Huckleberry shake. Craving pizza, pasta, and more? Creations has you covered. After that custom-made pizza pie, don't forget dessert. You just gotta try our house-made cannoli. For authentic Mexican-style cooking, Madre's Mexican Kitchen is a must. With fresh homemade tortillas and savory sauces, you will not be disappointed. Try our enchiladas, street tacos, or something new to you. Madre's is sure to bring it home. Whether you're here to dine or unwind, Legends Casino Hotel has a world of exciting flavors waiting for you. Bring your appetite, your friends and family, and let the culinary journey begin.
Valentine's Day at the Country Mercantile is where passion meets perfection in every handcrafted delight. Our master chocolatiers create gourmet chocolates, chocolate-dipped strawberries, and delicious works of art, each piece a testament to timeless elegance. From balloons, local ciders, and fresh flowers to carefully curated gift baskets, every gift is a masterpiece, designed to speak the language of love. Make this Valentine's Day extraordinary. Explore our collection in store or online at countrymercantile.com.
At Mattress Depot USA, we're sort of like matchmakers.
We match your body needs and sleeping habits with the perfect mattress for you.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Apple Valley News Now, the official television home of the Seattle Kraken.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is a First Alert Weather Day because of the brutal cold temperatures we're tracking for this morning. And a little bit later today, we're mostly going to be stuck in the 20s. Thankfully, a lot of sunshine, but it's going to feel a little bit colder up in the mountains where the winds are going to be gusting out of the south and east upwards of 20 miles per hour. And then for tonight, this is probably going to be the last night of the coldest stretch of weather, as the air temperature is going to be back down into the single digits and teens. Winds picking up specifically in the Blue Mountains, gusting out of the south and east upwards of 35 to 40 miles per hour. So the wind chills will be a much bigger factor for tonight. Tomorrow's still going to be a pretty cold day, as we'll end up being about 15 to 20 degrees below average for this time of the year. But slowly but surely trending back to more seasonal stuff by the time we get to the beginning of next week, even though by Tuesday we'll still technically be a few degrees below average for this time of the year. And as we trend warmer, we're also going to trend more active. We're tracking a couple different storm systems over the next 7 days, one for Thursday and Friday, one for Sunday and Monday. So first, let's start off by talking about the Thursday-Friday storm system. So we're going to put this into motion with Futurecast. This is midnight as we transition into Thursday. You can see clouds building out of the south, but then by the time we get to 8 in the morning, that's when we start to see some snowfall in the southern Blue Mountains. This will continue rising up towards the north. Pretty widespread stuff at this point. This is lunchtime by Thursday, and this would include low elevation snow, including snow in the basin, in the valleys, in the foothills. But by 8 p.m. looks like it's mostly out of our hair, but then we do have more chances for snow, even low elevation snow, into Friday. Okay, so before we show you some of the snowfall totals from this time frame, I did want to touch on the wind gusts that we'll have in the forecast for tomorrow. As from 2 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Thursday, that's likely when we'll see our peak time frame of wind gusts. Look down here in the Blue Mountains. These gusts could span anywhere from 50 to 60 miles per hour. So we could have some spotty power outages, some downed tree limbs, some blowing snow, reductions in visibility, and also very difficult travel for high profile vehicles. In terms of snowfall accumulations during this time frame, 10 in the morning on Thursday to 4 in the morning on Friday, we're thinking 2 to 5 inches for our Cascade passes, 2 to 3 inches for Blue Mountain passes, but maybe 1 to 2 inches for the foothills, 1 to 2 inches for the valleys, and maybe upwards of an inch in the lower Columbia Basin. In terms of additional snowfall on Friday, not much doing for lower elevations. Could pick up another 2 to 4 inches for our mountain passes. And then this next storm system into Sunday and Monday, again, not much doing for lower elevations, but could be some substantial accumulations and some substantial pass impacts in both the Cascades and the Blues. Okay, here is the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. We have first alert weather days over the next few days. For Thursday and Friday, it's going to be for the potential of maybe an inch of accumulating snow. And then in the Yakima Valley, kind of the same thing. Today's first alert weather day in place because of the cold, but it's mainly in place because of the snow for Thursday and Friday. In Ellensburg and the Kittitas Valley, not anticipating that much snow over the next 7 days at all, probably less than an inch for that next storm system. In Hermiston, also maybe picking up an inch of accumulating snowfall for Thursday and Friday. And then in Walla Walla, could get upwards of 2 inches for that storm system. And then trending warmer as we head into next week. And now you're taking a live look at Richland. This view coming courtesy of the Legends Casino and Hotel. Thanks for waking up with Good Morning Northwest, where we're always on your side.
Discover Walla Walla Wine, where exceptional terroir meets unforgettable experiences. Delight in renowned varietals amidst breathtaking vineyards. Join us in crafting memorable moments. Connect with us at wallawallawine.com.
Colorado means a lot of things to a lot of people, but to us, it's home, where we've been crafting mattresses with unrivaled quality for well over 30 years. And in that time, we've never lost sight of the belief that everyone deserves a great night's sleep, which is why we're proud to introduce the budget-friendly Colorado mattress. With the support of over 600 individually wrapped coils and made in the USA at our very own factory. The Colorado's the perfect combination of comfort and value. The Colorado mattress, only at Denver Mattress.
Hey Raptors, we want to rent these 2 chairs for the winter. We're kind of out on being cold this year.
Glad you dig it here, but this really isn't a vacation rental sort of place.
We hear ya, but what if we put on Raptor suits and then suddenly there are 4 of us? Yeah, we'll be your nieces, Layla and Kinley. I'm Kinley, the Raptor, and I love burgers.
I love it!
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including bowling, a ropes course, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
Not so sure we're gonna pull this off.
Magical moments, snowy adventures, warming up, making memories, a winter wonderland. The perfect close-by getaway this winter is Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Find countless ways to play and plan your escape at cdawinter.com.
I'm a real wild one.
Life is wild. There's work to be done, adventure around every corner, and a truck that handles it all. The new 2024 Ford F-150 Wild Edition. It's rugged, loaded with tech, and built to go wild. Get a wild deal on an F-150 today. Lease a 24 F-150 STX 4x4 Wild Edition for just $399 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Discover Walla Walla Wine, where exceptional terroir meets unforgettable experiences. Delight in renowned varietals amidst breathtaking vineyards. Join us in crafting memorable moments. Connect with us at wallawallawine.com.
Aren't you just a spoonful of sugar?
Young Sheldon, tonight at 11:05. Apple Valley News Now.
5:25, welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Time for your entertainment headlines, and we're getting a sneak peek about a movie called The Gorge.
So when a movie is called The Gorge, it begs the question, what is in the gorge?
But knowing the answer would spoil the movie, so it looks like we won't find out until we watch it. But here's David Daniel with that sneak peek in today's Hollywood Minute.
I have new orders that require me to go dark for at least a year, maybe more. A special assignment in an undisclosed location.
Anya Taylor-Joy and Miles Teller are elite snipers who find themselves on opposite sides of the gorge.
So what's the mission? To keep people from going in the gorge?
No. You need to stop what's in the gorge from coming out.
The stars say they were drawn to the originality of the script.
We both read a lot, and I think sometimes you kind of know where something's going to go, and with this, it really did feel like it took a bunch of twists and turns that I wasn't expecting.
First of all, you have to cast for credibility. You have to buy each of them as an elite sniper. That eliminates most actors and actresses, you know? Then you have to pick actors who have consistently demonstrated the ability to make really good creative choices. And I also just instinctively thought they would have good chemistry, which they definitely did.
The film gave the longtime friends a chance to work together.
I've just always found her to be such an interesting, fascinating actress. There's always like a little bit of mystery there, and I think she just pulls you in such a beautiful way.
I'm a big admirer of his work, and I wanted to do this with him. I had faith that the two of us could pull this off.
Getting the audience to care about the characters, care about the romance, letting the romance have time to cook into reality so that it feels real, and then, you know, all hell breaks loose.
I found it to be a really beautiful story with some monsters and with some sci-fi and some good action sequences.
Bit of spice.
A little spice.
A little bit of spice, yeah.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Okay, first thoughts, would you guys want to watch that?
It looks interesting, and I like those two.
Yes.
As actors.
Oh, Miles Teller, yeah.
Yeah, so that would entice me.
I saw the full trailer when it came out on Apple TV, and it looks so good. Like, this is kind of right up my alley. Like, sci-fi, like, thriller. I don't know. That's my kind of movie.
There she is. What about you?
You're like...
Maybe, when does it come out in theaters?
I don't know. You just went mute.
I think sometime this month.
Sometime this month.
Well, stay tuned. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up next, the Richland School District budget is making a turnaround when it comes to their finances. We have the details and hear from the superintendent.
And that's coming up in your next half hour. But first, let's check out your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, backlash against Google's latest online move. The company is no longer highlighting cultural events such as Pride Month and Black History Month by default on Google Calendar, saying it wasn't sustainable. Angry users have called the move shameful. Apple is the latest tech company to rename the Gulf of Mexico on its maps. It will now be labeled the Gulf of America, in line with President Trump's executive order, which was made official this week by the Geographic Names Information System. Google Maps did the same, but just for US users. And finally, YouTube says televisions are now the most popular devices for watching its content, moving past computers and mobile devices. YouTube CEO says the change is a result of creators making increasingly high-quality content. TV is more popular than phones, that's no mistake, but rare for the medium, so well done. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Andrew Dimbert. Have a great day.
End of season savings just landed at Wayfair. President's Day clearance is here. And with deals this big, you'll be like,
Am I a big deal?
yes, you are. Which is why you deserve our best deal since Black Friday, with fast shipping straight to your door. This sale ends February 18th. So shop Wayfair's President's Day clearance today and wrap up winter with up to 70% off everything home.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Sore throat got your tongue? Mucinex Insta-Sue Sore Throat Medicated Drops. Uniquely formulated for rapid relief that lasts and lasts.
That's my baby!
Try our new sugar-free cough drop. Insta-Soothe!
You founded your kayak company because you love the ocean, not spreadsheets.
There's something
You
about
need
the
to
Earth's
hire.
gravitational pull.
I need Indeed.
Like you can
Indeed you
set
do.
an egg up.
When you sponsor a job on Indeed, candidates can find it easier, so you can hire easier. Visit Indeed.com/hire.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good morning. Thanks for waking up with us. Joining us here for Good Morning Northwest, I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbreth.
All right, Josh, it is way too cold out there.
Understatement.
Like
Yes.
single digits.
Negative double digits, negative double digits, negative 22.
Negative double digits.
Negative 22
Where?
in Cabbage Hill right now off of I-84.
Sorry to Cabbage Hill.
Don't go there.
Yeah, it's tough.
But
Well,
how'd you do on the 3-degree guarantee?
we won. We won yesterday.
Yay, we won. Woohoo.
Yes, so here is our, like Jessica said, 3-degree guarantee sponsored by our friends at the Legends Casino and Hotel. I went with a forecast high of 30 yesterday in Pasco, and it verified at 31. So the jackpot went up to $50. So for today, let's take a moment to appreciate that the forecast high in Pasco is 29 degrees for today. So if the actual high falls between 26 and 32, the jackpot's going to go up to $75. But if my forecast goes bust, the jackpot could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to applevalleyNewsNow.com, clicking on the contest page, or by scanning the QR code that is on your screen. Okay, now on to some of these brutal temperatures for this morning. -9 in Tollgate, 11 for Walla Walla, 7 in the Tri-Cities, 8 in Ellensburg. But I've saved the best for last. It's -22 right now in Cabbage Hill off of Interstate 84. So again, this is one of those mornings where you don't really want to have any exposed skin outside. So be sure to wear the hat and the gloves and multiple layers, as frostbite or hypothermia could set in pretty quickly. Here's some of the real feels. It feels like 0 right now in the Tri-Cities. It feels like -8 in Walla Walla. It feels like -2 in Ellensburg. So that just kind of underscores the point I was just talking about in regards to hypothermia and frostbite. Here is my coat cast throughout today. It's pretty obvious it's going to be heavy jacket weather all throughout the day, as we're going to have highs that'll be about 15 to 20 degrees below average for this time of the year. So that's why it's a first alert weather day, not just for this morning, but also for tonight into tomorrow morning, as once again we could have some dangerously cold lows. And then we have another first alert weather day, 10 in the morning on Thursday to 4 p.m. on Friday for the Yakima Valley, for the Lower Columbia Basin, and for the Blue Foothills. But this time not because of the cold, because of the snow. I'll take you on a zone-by-zone tour of that snow forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Now, new this morning, the Richland School District is making a turnaround as their budget has moved from the red to the black. Now, the superintendent says this comes after some sacrifices, which included cutting many contracts. The district is aiming to end the school year with $1.7 million in its budget, and the superintendent says for the following school year in 2026, the district is looking at a few other changes to save around $3.8 million, ending next school year with about $5.8 million. And she says those changes include not doing as much professional development due to the substitute costs not being funded by the state. Overall, RSD staffing is on the leaner side now.
Just looking across the board at, we really wanted to keep things for students and make sure our teachers feel supported and our staff. And so through attrition, and so there's certain positions we didn't fill during the year. And we made a lot of changes and reductions at the district office, which where we're at today. It's called the TLAC, but made a lot of cuts up here as well.
One of the changes the Richland School District is also moving towards is increasing some classroom sizes.
Quite a few classes at the high school that are pretty small, and so we're going to be a little bit more disciplined in terms of our staffing for next year. As we have teachers retire, we probably won't fill some positions, and we'll still have good class sizes, but some are pretty small this year. So we need to kind of fix that a little bit.
Now we'll have more information from the Richland School District tonight on Apple Valley News Now at 5 and 6. And we asked Dr. Redinger about the school's position on the fight at the basketball game at Pasco High School last week. She declined to comment, but did confirm the Hanford boys basketball coach remains on administrative leave.
News out of Yakima now this morning. Yakima County Commissioners have approved a contract to award $40,000 in opioid settlement funds to Safe Yakima Valley for their youth drug prevention efforts. The program, Positive Social Norms, focuses on promoting healthy behaviors and learning how to have hard conversations and make constructive choices. Commissioners say it's been successful at Wilson, Grandview, Toppenish, and Lewis and Clark Middle Schools, and this funding will now allow them to expand the program to help more students.
If our students and our youth aren't thriving, they tend to lean towards negative substances or negative interactions and engage in negative things. And so if at the end of the day this curriculum really empowers our youth to thrive and thrive healthy, I think that's a win-win.
Now, some of the opioid settlement funds have already gone to Yakima Valley Community Foundation to host a community forum on opioid overdoses. Commissioners still have $300,000 in funding left to allocate. And Washington ranks second in the nation for the production of wine. The annual WineVit convention is back in the Tri-Cities. Apple Valley News Now's Dan Hansen was there and tells us what this year's convention is all about.
There's a lot that goes into making a good bottle of wine. The fruit, the soil, the irrigation, and winemakers and vendors from all over the state gather here at the Three Rivers Convention Center in Kennewick to discuss the ever-growing wine industry. The three-day event aims to bring together winemakers and suppliers from all over the state of Washington, learning about new trends and technology. Suppliers showcase their products, winemakers show off their wines, and also learn about educational topics. Colleen Fry, the executive director for the Washington Wine Growers Association, says it's all about moving the industry forward.
Vineyard operations and concerns for wine grape growers, as well as wineries and tasting room sessions, and then things that support the industry at large, like business economic viability and sustainability, and really things of like state of the industry.
Carolina Lacano with the Yakima Valley College's Vineyard and Technology program says it's all about educating a new generation of winemakers.
People who are in the industry already that realize, okay, I really want to get serious about this and get my degree, so they can keep their jobs and come take classes with us at night or online or hybrid or whatever, and really make those dreams come true.
Lacano says she was the first graduate of YVC's program back in 2009 and now owns 3 wineries. She says one thing she's passionate about is women in the wine industry.
We now have what's called the Alliance of Women in Washington Wine that you can partner with, and they can help fundraise and have scholarships for these young women who want to continue in their endeavors in winemaking and education.
She says with the up-and-coming generation, there's not a lot of interest in the agricultural industry, like winemaking. So events like WineVit show off how fast and far the ag and wine industry is growing. If you want to learn a thing or two like I did, WineVit continues through Wednesday here at the Three Rivers Convention Center in Kennewick, and all you have to do is come through the door and get registered. Reporting in Kennewick, Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
So much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up, the 2 astronauts that have been stuck at the International Space Station for way longer than they should have been could be coming home sooner than previously announced. We have those details in just a few minutes.
But first, if you're heading out the doors soon, Josh has how your day is looking weather-wise. Keep it here to get that forecast.
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
You get in a car wreck and call the insurance company and get nowhere. Stop wasting your time. Just make one more call to 853-2222. They can't ignore my demand to pay you all the money you deserve.
Call 853-2222.
If your bath has seen a lot of life, nobody gives it new life like Bath Fitter. Whatever shape your bath is in, Bath Fitter will transform it with an amazing number of styles and watertight walls that are grout-free and easy to clean. With 40 years of experience, Bath Fitter knows what people want. An affordable remodel that isn't just beautiful, it's guaranteed for life. When it's time to give your bath new life, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Ever feel like something's missing? Like there's a hole in your morning routine? Well, we've got just the thing. At Some Bagels, we make more than fresh bagels. We make a variety of baked goods to fill your day with everything you've been missing. Have your favorite coffee drink with our in-house roasted espresso beans. And enjoy your bagel with our flavored cream cheeses. Because at Some Bagels, the only thing better than the hole in the middle is everything around it. I want some, you want some, we want some, gimme Some Bagels.
Traveling is so exciting that you'll need to be prepared.
New ID requirements for travel go into effect on May 7th, 2025.
There are multiple forms of ID you can use.
Whatever option you choose, make sure you have it with you before heading to the airport.
That way, you can travel stress-free.
Don't wait. Prepare today so you can relax
and enjoy your flight.
It's your final boarding call for a real ID.
President's Day. No lights or carols, no fireworks, boat races or barbecues. Not very exciting. Until now, because this President's Day is your chance to drive home in the Mazda you've been waiting for. So stop by McCurley Mazda in the Pasco Autoplex and make it more than just another Monday. Get a vehicle you'll love at the McCurley Mazda President's Day sales event.
You get in a car wreck and call the insurance company and get nowhere. Stop wasting your time. Just make one more call to 853-2222. They can't ignore my demand to pay you all the money you deserve.
Call 853-2222.
What would you do if you saw a father?
Can I get a couple of shots?
Or a mother?
Could I get one more tap off?
Clearly drunk and about to get behind the wheel with their child. Would you step in?
Oh, they took her keys.
What would you do? All new tonight on ABC.
It's a Shifting Gears Valentine's Day.
This morning, when I went to see your mom, I met this interesting woman.
Mommy didn't pick up a date at Mom's grave.
With guest star Nancy Travis.
You're great, but something about you reminds me of the last man I was with.
New Shifting Gears, tonight on ABC.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is a first alert weather day specifically because of the cold temperatures we'll have that we're already experiencing for this morning. We have another first alert weather day for the morning Thursday, and then from 10 a.m. on Thursday to 4 p.m. on Friday because of the potential of some low elevation snowfall. So here's what we're thinking so far from 10 in the morning on Thursday to 4 in the morning on Friday, as we're thinking maybe 2 to 5 inches in general for our Cascade passes. Then we'll take it down to the Kittitas Valley, where we'll probably end up having less than an inch in Ellensburg, less than an inch for Manastash Ridge, probably not much doing in Vantage. Then in the Yakima Valley, this is where it gets a little bit more interesting, as we could have between a trace to a couple inches. It's looking like around 4 inches for Sadish Pass off of US 97, and then anywhere between a trace to an inch in the lower Columbia Basin. Then for the Blue Foothills, maybe 1 to 2 inches. 2 inches for Pilot Rock, 1 for Pendleton, 2 for Milton Freewater and Walla Walla, and then maybe upwards of 2 to 3 inches for Blue Mountain passes as well. So that's why we're going with the first alert weather day for the Yakima Valley, for the lower Columbia Basin, and for the Blue Foothills. Now, just real quick, let's touch on the seasonal rainfall deficits and surpluses we've been tracking since October 1st, kind of the horse race of this wet season. We're still technically running surpluses in the valleys and basin, not a very big surplus in the Kittitas Valley at this point, and unfortunately a deficit in the Blue Foothills. But thankfully, we do have active weather on the way. I'll tell you how much rain and snow we could squeeze out of this storm system once again coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks so much, Josh. 5:44 in national headlines this morning. A change in plans could bring 2 NASA astronauts home a couple weeks sooner than previously scheduled. Butch Wilmore and Sunny Williams launched on Boeing's Starliner's first crewed test flight. That was back last June. Well, they've remained at the International Space Station ever since, and it's way longer than what was expected. NASA just announcing that it has adjusted the schedule because it decided to swap the SpaceX capsule it will use for the upcoming Crew 10 mission. If all goes as planned, those astronauts should be headed back to Earth sometime in mid-March. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up next, we've got your morning sprint and everything you need to know as you head out the door this morning, and give you that live look from Richland over the mighty Columbia on this Wednesday morning. Josh will be back with your full First Alert forecast on this chilly First Alert weather day. It's 5:45. We're back after the break.
US Cellular has a new deal we don't want you to miss. Get the new Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus on us.
Oh, I love that deal. Oh, come on. You have flowers?
Get the new Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus with Galaxy AI on us. US Cellular, built for us.
Come discover our hand-picked collections at D-Lynn's Boutique. Whether you're shopping for a cozy weekend getaway or a special night out, D-Lynn's Boutique has everything you need to shine this winter. Visit us in-store or online and let us help you wrap the season in style.
This President's Day, McCurley Chevrolet invites you to discover the vehicle that's the perfect fit for your drive. Event savings include $8,000 off MSRP on new Chevy Silverados, or get 2.9% financing with no payments for 90 days on the Chevy Equinox. There's never been a better time to find a vehicle that fits your budget. Don't wait. This is the event you've been waiting for, but it all ends this month. McCurley Chevrolet. It's always your way home.
Broadmoor RV's President's Day sale is here, happening all month long. Buy any RV in February and get a gold starter kit, a $350 value, free. We deliver better people, better service, and better prices. Rediscover the joy of camping and start your next adventure. Broadmoor RV, we make camping fun again.
Got a birthday coming up? Celebrating a big win? Or just want to gather the crew for a pizza and a good time? For decades, Hubby's Pizza has been the go-to spot for family, friends, and fun. Reserve your table and bring the whole gang. Kids, family, teammates, whoever loves great pizza and good vibes. Dig into your favorite pizza, hit up the fresh salad bar, and let the kids have a blast in the arcade. And if the party's at your place, no problem. Hubby's now delivers through Grubhub. A community tradition, a place to celebrate. Acquire the Hubby's habit today.
Sponsored locally by Legends Casino Hotel, Yakima Federal, and Prosser Memorial Health.
Our phones were made to help us connect, and somehow they've made us less connected.
Which is ironic, don't you think? Ugh, I love this song so much.
Let's find us again with Us Mode. US Cellular, built for us.
Judy Justice, today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is a First Alert weather day because of the cold temperatures that we're experiencing for this morning. A little bit later today, highs are going to still be about 15 to 20 degrees below average for this time of the year, so we'll be stuck in the 20s. Thankfully, plenty of sunshine. That'll make it feel a little bit warmer, but not as warm up in the mountains where the winds will be gusting out of the south and east upwards of 20 miles per hour. And then for tonight, once again, overnight low is going to drop down into the single digits and teens. The real feel is probably going to be much colder than that, especially in the blues where the winds are going to start to pick up out of the south and east upwards of maybe 30 to 40 miles per hour, still gusting upwards of 20 miles per hour up in the Cascades. But thankfully, this is probably going to be the last night of the coldest stretch of weather. So during the day tomorrow, we'll still be about 15 to 20 degrees below average for this time of the year, but slowly stepping our way back up to more seasonal values by the time we get to Monday and Tuesday. And as we start to warm things up, our weather turns pretty active again. We're tracking a storm system for Thursday and Friday, and then another one for Sunday and Monday. So first, we'll start off by talking about the Thursday-Friday storm system. We pick up the action on Futurecast midnight. This is as we're transitioning into Thursday, and it looks like around 8 a.m. That's when we could start to see some snow showers popping up in the southern blues, and not really snow showers, more like a band of snow rising up towards the north, pretty widespread by the time we get to lunchtime. This will continue into the afternoon and into the early evening, but into the mid to late evening, most of this will be off to our north, and then we'll have additional chances for snowfall as we head into Friday, albeit Friday is not looking as active as Thursday. We'll get to some of the snowfall totals here in just a second, but I did want to touch on peak wind gusts. The peak time frame on Thursday, 2 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon, specifically down in the blues. Some of these winds gusting out of the south and southeast between 50 to 60 miles per hour. So we could see down tree limbs, maybe some spotty power outages, and difficult travel for high-profile vehicles. Now on to some of the snowfall totals that we're thinking from 10 in the morning on Thursday to 4 in the morning on Friday. 2 to 5 inches for a Cascade Passes, 2 to 3 inches for a Blue Mountain Passes, maybe a couple of inches in the Blue Foothills, maybe a couple of inches in the Yakima Valley, maybe up to an inch in the lower Columbia Basin. And in terms of additional snow for Friday, maybe another inch in Walla Walla, maybe another 2 to 4 inches for our mountain passes. And then with that next storm system for Sunday and Monday, not much doing for lower elevations, but we could have some substantial impacts to our mountain passes in both the Blues and in the Cascades. So it's something to definitely keep on your radar for Sunday and Monday if you have travel plans. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. We have alert days for this morning and tomorrow morning because of the cold, but then pivoting to more of a snowfall mode into the rest of the day on Thursday and into Friday as well. In Yakima, very cold for the next couple of mornings, and then that chance of maybe 1 to 2 inches of snow for Thursday and Friday. In Ellensburg, also very cold stuff over the next couple of mornings. It doesn't look like we're going to have that much snow in the grand scheme of things for the Kittitas Valley, but we'll keep tabs on that. Then for Hermiston, maybe also picking up an inch of snow here into Thursday and Friday. And then for Walla Walla, maybe 1 to 2 inches of snow for Thursday and Friday, but snow levels going up, so we'll see more rain mixing in for this weekend and into next week.
Now, the Morning Sprint.
5:51, time now for your morning sprint and the top 5 local things you need to know as you head out the door this morning. The first round of results are in this morning for the special election that took place just yesterday. Take a look. We do have some early numbers on 4 measures up for a vote in Benton County. We also have the numbers for Yakima County, Walla Walla, Kittitas, and other places around our region. We'll go over and break down all those numbers coming up in our 6 o'clock hour. If you want to see the latest results, we have all of it listed up on our website, applevalleyNewsNow.com.
And if you're in Yakima County and wondering why you didn't get a ballot, that's because this election focuses on school districts and only 2 districts had levies. However, in April, Yakima will have a special election that'll send a ballot to everybody in the county. Voters will decide the fate of a sales tax increase to help with emergency communications for law enforcement. Now, to see more on that, stay tuned in our next hour or visit our website.
And the Richland School District is making a turnaround when it comes to their budget. According to the superintendent, they did have to make some sacrifices like cutting staff. They're also looking at making some changes like increasing classroom sizes. We have all the details from the Richland School District tonight on Apple Valley News Now at 5 and 6.
And the final NFL head coach has been named, and get this, he's a Prosser native. The New Orleans Saints announces Kellen Moore as their head coach. Moore is currently the offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles. He was born and raised in Prosser and played for Prosser High School before attending Boise State. To see more on his career, head to our website.
Well, the annual Wine Vet Conference is currently underway in the Tri-Cities right now. The event at the Convention Center brings together winemakers and suppliers from all across Washington where they can network and learn more about the ever-growing industry. The event kicked off Monday and runs through today.
Now to your national headlines this morning. The Department of Homeland Security says it fired FEMA's chief financial officer and 3 other workers, and that's over payments made to New York to house migrants. FEMA administers the Shelter and Services Program in partnership with Customs and Border Protection, and it provides aid to cities sheltering migrants. Last year, Congress appropriated $650 million to it, and these funds are separate from disaster relief money. The DHS has not provided evidence that officials did anything wrong.
References to cultural events like Black History Month, Pride Month, those have now been removed in an update to Google Calendar's default settings. Women's History Month, Jewish Heritage, Hispanic Heritage, Indigenous Peoples Month, and Holocaust Remembrance Day are also out. A Google spokesperson says that the changes were implemented last year, all a part of a broader revamp on the calendar tool based off of user input.
And pretty soon you'll be able to get a Lyft without a Lyft driver. Lyft has announced it'll start using driverless cars, and they could debut in Dallas by 2026. The rideshare company joined forces with the Japanese company who will own the fleet of cars that feature Mobileye drive technology. Officials at Lyft say once these cars are out, customers can choose if they would like to go driverless.
I'm not gonna lie, that freaks me out.
It's pretty freaky.
All right, we have some health headlines for you this morning. Some Blue Cross Blue Shield customers will soon see a payout from a class action lawsuit. The health insurance giant is agreeing to pay $2.67 billion to those impacted when the company allegedly broke antitrust laws. The company was accused of limiting market competition, which caused higher premiums and fewer options for policyholders.
And flu season continues to rise, and in the U.S., we're at our second peak. Going by hospitalizations data, this is the worst it's been since about 2017. Doctor and clinic visits haven't been this high since 2009.
Sports news for you this morning at 5:55, and Kevin Durant has become the 8th player in NBA history to score 30,000 points. The Phoenix Suns power forward reaching that mark against the Memphis Grizzlies last night with a free throw late in the third quarter. The 15-time All-Star has averaged at least 20 points in every season.
I know that name.
Good job.
Thank you. Thanks, Jake. That means a lot to me.
Proud of your sports knowledge this morning. Okay, talking Valentine's Day, right around the corner. And there are very few sweet deals on chocolate this Valentine's Day. In fact, the price tag on chocolate treats may leave a bit of a bitter taste in your mouth.
This is my favorite part. Well, the day after when the prices go down by 50%.
Yep.
Well, one expert says you can expect to see chocolate prices jump around 10 to 20% over last year. The price of cocoa has more than doubled since the beginning of 2024.
It hit a record high in December, so the cost of manufacturing chocolate has increased by more than 167% in the last 2 years, and retailers have raised prices in response.
Yeah, so you might be able to skirt higher prices by buying chocolate made with cocoa powder, as more premium chocolate contains a higher percentage of cocoa.
Do you like to get chocolate more or flowers? Like for Valentine's Day?
I'd rather get flowers.
Really? Okay.
I would.
I think I like the chocolate, but I don't know, both.
Anything really,
flowers
or chocolate?
I would like to get anything for Valentine's Day.
We'll have to bring you something.
We'll bring him something.
Yeah, because guys never get things like that. Okay.
That's true. I know. Okay, we'll bring you some flowers and chocolate.
That question was like, what would you rather have, $1 million or $1 billion?
Anything, I'll take it all.
Yes.
We'll take care of you on Friday, don't worry. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. We have Operation Best Friend, and we're featuring a senior dog that was found on the streets, but his manners are sweet.
That rhymes.
I know. We're going to meet Walker coming up in our 6 o'clock hour.
And we have a look at the latest election results for the special election that took place yesterday. And Josh, what are you tracking?
It is very cold out there again for this morning. Somewhere in the viewing area, it's negative 20 degrees. That's not a lie. I'll tell you who's seeing that coming up at 6.